straight to the league, I ain't waiting for my knee to blow. Yesterday I was needing this dough. Get it? I was needing this dough.
I've heard you say many times, I just don't want to be broke again. And that feeling comes from, I tell people all the time, LeBron grew up in the projects that was at the bottom of the hill. It's like if someone's from Akron and asks you where you're from, you say the bottom.
The bottom.
Growing up as a kid, did you know that, or were you just having fun being a kid?
Nah, you didn't know that. I didn't know that because I was having so much fun being in the bottom. I didn't want to go to the top as a kid. I was afraid of the top. You know, that's what made me who I am today. It kind of just gave me that structure. But like you said, yeah, the bottom is, you know, is where I grew up in. Like you said,
literally and figuratively.
Right, it's literally and figuratively. The bottom.
You know, there's a lot of athletes who talk about money. Like,
right.
You never really have that. Is that just a conscious thing you have, or is it something you don't want out there?
I think that just comes from my upbringing. You know, it's like, you know, my uncles always taught me, like, they was my savings account. They taught me how to have a savings account. So, you know, if they give me $1, they'd be like, listen, nephew, you know, go ahead and spend 35 cents of it and keep the other 65. You know, or if they gave me $2, they'd be like, you know, go ahead and spend $1 of it, but stash the other $1. So I'm always in my head about stashing and like keeping my money like, you know, sacred and to myself, because I didn't know when I didn't know when my uncle was gonna give me another $1 here or another 50 cents here. So I've always kind of had that, like that closure about my finances and things of that nature.
You grew up in the bottom.
Yeah.
We grew up in the hood. Like,
yeah.
But your kids growing up in a big, gigantic house with another house.
Yeah, they
in
be
LA,
on the top.
They
be on the top.
They be on the top.
Yeah.
So how do you teach them or talk about the bottom to them?
No, they would never understand that there's a bottom, and that's the challenge of a parent every single day that I kind of have to juggle with. How do I raise my kids knowing that they will never feel or understand what their father went through? But you just give them life goals, you give them challenges, and at the end of the day, they're gonna have to walk their own path, you know, just like we did. You know, even no matter if you came from the top of the top or you come from the bottom of the bottom, you still have a road to travel.
You're very good at need versus want. How do you deal with that? Because obviously, as a kid, you had nothing.
Right. You know, you have the need, you have the want. And obviously, there's things that sometimes I really don't need that I buy anyways because I want it at that point in time. But when it really comes to a really, really tough decision that I think in my head, I always like resort back to the bottom. Is like, it just creeps into my head. And I end up just saying like, I don't need it. I don't need it for what? You know, I got everything I could want and more, and there's nothing more that I can give myself that would make me happier than I am right now.
You also spend a lot of time and have built a fantastic foundation that really, yeah. How do you look at the lessons that you can give on kids that are in the bottom?
The best thing I can give to my kids in my foundation, which is we had like 1,150 kids right now, is that I was you. I was you. So to be able to know exactly what those kids are going through and the steps that they're taking, because I actually walked those streets, I sat in those classrooms, I had those nights where I was like, why me? Why us? You know, there's no way we getting out of this situation. And to get to that point where I am today, it gives those kids a broader view. You know, it opens their mind 360 now, instead of just having, you know, the horses at the Kentucky Derby look, you know, where that's all you see. With the blind, that's all you see. It gives them a whole wide range of imagination, of a thought process of LeBron James was me before everybody knew LeBron James. And if he can make it, and not even saying make it as a professional athlete, if he can make it from being a professional athlete to being a designer, to being a chef, to being the president of the United States, you know, as we've seen in Barack Obama, being able to break barriers, that's what I love more than anything, to be able to give those kids an outlook on what they really, really can become.
Couple quick ones. Best business / financial decision you made? It could be
it's signing with Nike and getting down with Beats.
Two good ones. Is there anything, a purchase that you really regret, like, I wish I could have that money back?
Yeah, I bought a house in Las Vegas. Oh my God.
When was that?
2005. So
that was the Olympic thing.
So every summer, obviously, our
God.
training camp was in Vegas. I would go to Vegas. I'm young. I don't know that. Okay, yeah, I'm there for a week. I'm having a ball there playing, also having a good time. I'm 21, 22. My family's coming out. They love it. Let's buy a house. That was so, you idiot. who buys a house in Vegas?
The one thing I know you do spend money on is your car collection.
No, man.
You love your car collection.
I love cars.
Does Vanna, your wife, ever think that's silly or like, I wish you didn't have, does she ever say, I wish you didn't have all these damn cars and this garage and this garage?
At first she thought it was silly. At first she used to be like, oh, did you get another car? Oh, you got another car. Oh, that's nice. And then she realized like my cars is like her handbags and her shoes.
Oh, that's what she collects.
I mean, that's what she has a lot of. So meanwhile, while she's, getting a lot of handbags and a lot of shoes, that's the one thing that I love, cars. I love cars.